Hello guys, now we are going to see the continue statement. So like we saw the break statement, it is similar to the break statement actually. So what does it do is, whenever a compiler encounters the continue statement, inside for loop, obviously continue and break can be used inside loop only. So inside if condition, suppose we write continue, then what will the compiler do is, whenever it sees continue, so see, when it saw break, it just went out of the loop and did nothing, it just went out of the loop directly. But what will continue do is, whenever we see the continue statement, the compiler or the controller will directly go to the start of the for loop again. That is, it will continue the for loop again. So what does it do is, the statements after continue statement, whatever codes we have, it will not execute them at all. So whenever it sees continue, it will directly jump to the start of the for loop. So statements after it will not get executed. I know it's difficult to understand when I talk about it. I'll just illustrate how to do it. So suppose I write for I in range, and range suppose I give 10. And I print I now. So obviously we know it will print. Oh, hold on. Okay, and when I print I now, obviously it will print from 0 to 9 because 10 is excluded. So it printed out I from 0 to 9. But now what if we write continue statement? So I write if I, suppose for I equals to 5, we are going to use the continue statement. So I'll just write continue. Now see, we'll have to use this print I after the continue statement, because we have to see if the statements after continue are executed or no. So when I write print I and I run this code, see, it printed from 0 to 9, but 5 is missing in this. So now what happened over here is, see, first of all I will be 0, so this condition is not satisfied, so it will not execute the continue statement, it will directly go and print I. So I 1, 2, 3 up to 4 it will print out, but when I is equal to 5, it will see, yeah, I is equal to 5, then it will have to continue. So whenever the compiler encounters this continue statement, it will not see what is there afterwards, it will directly jump to the start of the for loop. So from here it will directly come over here to the start of the for loop. Okay, I didn't want to do that. Yeah. So when I equals to 5, it said, yeah, continue. So it did not print I, it directly continued the for loop again. So now I will be equal to 6. So this condition not satisfied, continue will not be executed. So I equal to 6, it will print 6. Then same thing, 7, 8, 9 up to 9, it will print out up to 9. So that's why it didn't print out 5. We can check for 6 as well. So if and I equal to 6. Oh, hold on. I cannot be equal to 5 and 6 at the same time, obviously. We can write or I equals to 6. Now see, it did not print out 5 and 6 both. It printed out from 0 to 9. So that's what is the use of continue statement. We can skip the statements after the continue, whatever I write. You can check actually. Suppose I write print thank you, and it is after continue statement, remember. Now let it be, spellings are not important. Yeah, if I run it now, so see, it printed out thank you after each and everything 0, but it did not print 5. So actually I should take this statement upside. Yeah, now let us check it. So see, it printed out 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 5, it printed out thank you, but after 5 it saw continuous, or at 5 it saw continue, so it did not execute this statement thank you. It directly jumped to 6 and it printed out from 6, it printed out normally as it is. So that is the use of continue statement. You can read the theory and all to yourself by pausing the video. So that's all. Thank you.